Guys, listen, I got an invite here. Got it. I think things are going to work out now. I'm nervous as hell. I'm trying not to do this right. Guys, I think we got Jason Gaston here tonight. I'm going to tell him that I like the last name. Makes it sound like it's strong here. I have invited him. I talked to him. Let's gonna see. Let's gonna see what's going on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here we go. Look at this. Oh my goodness,
Hello.
Jay.
It works.
You're awesome.
Yes.
You are. You know this. This is cool. I've got some volume. I can hear you, I think. I'm so glad you called me back.
Oh, it's no problem. I'm glad I was able to get a hold of you. As I said, I got your invites, and then I just never saw them, so it was kind of my fault.
It's all right. It's all right. You can hear me correct?
Yes, I can hear you.
You sound like you're muffled over here. Okay. All right. I can hear it enough. This is cool. Jason, first and foremost, thank you for your time. I'm gonna go.
Oh, it is my complete pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Makes me feel like somebody here, man. You were so cool. I'm beside myself. So I'm starstruck in a way. I guess the sense is because of what we went through to talk to each other and get it back going. I got a couple questions for you tonight. First, and I always say this, and just to reiterate, thank you once again. Thank you for the callback. I think that was like meant to happen because I did not mean. I was just scrolling through and be like, what did I do? What did I do? And my thumb called you, and I instantly hung up. And when it rang again, I'm like, what do I do? You answer the phone.
Well, sometimes the universe provides and sometimes it takes away. And this is one of the days that it provides. So let's just be thankful and not ask questions.
You are awesome. That is so true. You recently, I'm gonna jump into this real quick. You went to Japan recently.
I did, yes.
How was that? I know you posted it, and we can follow. But is that your first time?
It was my first time in Japan, my first time in Asia. It is a lovely country with absolutely lovely people. And you get there and you have this romanticized version of the place that it's this well-oiled machine where everyone moves in unison and everyone has respect for one another. And then you get there and you realize, this is just a bunch of people. They're a bunch of people with wonderful things about them and faults, and it's those little faults that I think just makes everyone wonderful. I didn't care for the weather. It was like 100 degrees in Osaka with 90% humidity, and I actually got heat stroke.
Oh no!
So that was not a good day. I did get to go see Super Mario World, so I was happy about that. And then I almost dropped dead.
I did see that touch up. Yeah.
I almost dropped dead in Harry Potter Land, and then I decided to go home after that. So I only saw two things in Universal Studios Osaka. But overall, yeah, it's wonderful place. It's safe. It's clean. Overall, the people are very wonderful. Did run into a couple of jackasses, but you're going to find those everywhere.
You got them in every crowd.
Absolutely.
I want to pry. I want to pick your brain just for a second. That was one question there. It's funny. I did this on the fly. Once again, I usually talk to whoever I'm trying to interview for like a week straight, and talk to my buddy for like over 100. Let's just say and when I reached out to a guy in the UK to a past guest, I had a $300 phone bill. So,
oh no,
my wife wasn't happy, but we connected, and he's like, anything to help you out. All right.
It's funny. I told my mom every time she texted me while I was in Japan, it was costing me $10, and she immediately texted me 4 more times, and I was like, stop texting me. Use Facebook like a normal person.
I think, yeah, I love my folks, but if I went to Japan, I don't think they would know how to dial all the numbers to call me.
No,
I don't think.
No, my parents are kind of fun that way. Yeah, I don't know. They were just texting my cell phone like normal. But if you're overseas, your plan goes to like, well, if you use it, it's $10 a day. So now my phone bill is going to be like $300-400 now. Hope those texts was worth it, Mom. Telling me about the cardinal in your garden.
Yeah. You're dude. This It's funny. I say starstruck. This is funny. I do follow you. I got this though. I got this. I'm telling you, it's so easy. We're picking your brain here, and if any, there's nothing inappropriate. I wouldn't do anything like that. But some people just don't want
That's
to say,
disappointing.
and I don't want to know. Where were you born and raised at?
I was born in this town called Big Spring, Texas.
Okay.
And I was raised 42 miles south of there in this little bitty map dot called Sterling City, Texas. We had
all right.
we had 800 people there. You know, Jason Allen talking about growing up in Macon and being in a small town. Nobody. I was in a small town. You was in a city. But I lived there until I was 18, and then I moved to San Angelo, which was 42 miles further south.
Okay.
And went to
From
college
Texas,
there, lived
though,
there. Yeah, lived there for a few years. Then I moved to Dallas Fort Worth for about, I'd say I was there for about 10 years, and then came back to this area. And and then once I saw a blimp.
Okay, nice. I'm in Georgia. In case I didn't make that clear, I'm not. But I'm like from up north. I'm like the foothills of the Appalachian North.
Oh, I love the Appalachians. It's beautiful.
Yeah. See, that's different. They're like, you're from Georgia, and they want to think Atlanta. No. I'm not that guy. And some people are like, you're not from there because you don't say fix until you're yonder. You ain't talk like this right here. I don't. That's just not what I do. My family does. I moved to the Midwest, and I've got family connections up there for like 30 years with friends. My friends were from New York, were from New Jersey, Illinois, what we call North, and Iowa. And I think that just kind of, I became a versatile guy there. It's not about me, but I got.
What's funny?
An old man and got kicked out of the house at a young age and became somebody.
You know what's funny is that while I was in Japan, I ran into this. You just run into people and you just kind of bond over the silliest things. Well,
yeah.
They heard I was from Texas, and so they just had all these Texas questions for me. And they were disappointed that I didn't live on a ranch. They were disappointed I didn't have a horse. And I think overall I was pretty much a disappointment to them until they said something about, do you want to go eat something? And I said, I don't know. Where do y'all want to go? This entire group all at once goes, oh!
Y'all, you said y'all.
Yes, I say y'all. I don't have a very strong Texas accent, but I do say y'all. I can't stop it. It's just there. It's in my DNA.
I get it. People from up north will be like y'all, like they'll try to enunciate. Like no, we know it's
no.
We know. And then there's certain words we don't have that they don't say, and I won't like steal people's jokes, but the word widgy digi is a big thing down here.
I've never heard that before in my life.
I've never heard widgy. Like, no. Okay, Jason, you didn't bring your mama widgy, did you? You know, so I'm saying that's not my joke, but a comedian had said it, and I was like, I got to repeat it, and I'm not giving it credit now because I'm not going to say certain things. But it's not mine. But it's very true, though.
Sounds like something Bill Engvall would say.
Yeah, close into those people. Anyway, real quick, I see I've already. Here's something that I think is hilarious, and I have not even stressed about. How in the hell did did the Butterbean Battle Cat happen? Is this your kittens?
Oh, hold on. Come here, Fatso. Come here.
I knew it. I knew that we got a cameo from the cat.
She's got stuff stuck to her face because she sleeps weird. There we go. Here's Murder Bean.
Look at that. I knew it. And
then I should have went for the easier one. She was asleep at my foot. And here's Battle Cat.
Oh my gosh. See, I'm a cat person. I wasn't until I got one. If I go and find mine now, he'll run around the house. So he's one of them. You're not going to grab him.
And then I have a third one. I never really made videos about her because for the longest time we didn't know if she was going to make it. But this is Demona.
Oh,
she's an itty bitty little dwarf.
All right.
Yep.
So, and do they? That sounds redundant. They don't recognize their status, do they? Do they get rewarded for like? Sure, like thanks. Here's like 5 bags of treats.
Oh well. they're cats, so they automatically think that they're superior no matter what.
Fair
So I
enough.
mean,
Yeah, true.
if they heard that they were niche internet pseudo celebrities, they would just say, "Well, of course."
I think there should be some kind of video to that. Your cats have their own thing. It's funny that in my household, like if they've been hearing your name, like I have no reason. Anybody watching, by the way, most of my viewers watch in late evenings, Monday through Wednesday. So when you guys are watching this, I did not. I don't know him. I've never talked to him. I've reached out to him, and he reached back just like Duncan did. So that's so cool. Um, but your name and your cats like get brought up like probably like a breath of air in my house for the past month, like close to it. I know that sounds like I was telling, I'm like, I'm the worst guy. It seems like I'm sucking up I'm not. You can look at me, you can, but just the fact that, and I've wrote many people and they're just like, blow me off, or it's not their page, or somebody else taking care of it. When the people write you back, when you're trying to do this little passion project that I'm trying, I dub it. I think that's awesome. Um, what are the famous question that I say, the infamous question is for me that I want to ask you is, where did the inspiration to start these dramatic readings happen?
Well, I started my TikTok in 2020 whenever we went to spring break and we never went back to school. I am a school teacher.
Okay,
And
wow,
so
okay.
I started messing around with TikTok because all my fourth graders were talking about it before the eternal spring break started, and I just thought, oh, I'm gonna give this a shot, and I just made some silly videos. I made a video of a cat getting dive bombed by a bird, and just random little silly stuff, telling a couple of jokes, and I started giving my experience with gastric bypass because I used to be somewhat of a porker before this. I used to weigh like 410 pounds, and then
Really?
and then I got gastric bypass, and I went from chunky to chunky. So that was nice. So I gave my experience with that. Got a small following. Got up to like 20,000 followers that way. And then I was on Facebook one day, and our local television station ran a story, and it was about Obama, I think. And there's this fella here. I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is. But he would leave the most wackadoodle comments on any page, and he would misspell every single word. Even if it was just the word a, he would misspell it. I don't know how he did it. I don't know if he had the meth shakes or what it was. And he had opinions, and he was confident in his opinions, and his opinions were also wackadoodle. Well, one day I'm sitting in the car because I don't even remember what the deal was, but I was with my sister and my mom, and they went into Walmart. Southern.
Yeah.
They went into the Walmart over yonder, and I didn't want to go in, so I was sitting out in the car playing on my phone, and I start reading one of his comments, and for some reason I started reading it out loud, and I started making myself giggle, and I thought I
That's the
need
best.
to film myself doing this, and so I just read his comment, and that was the very first one, and then I'll be darned, the next day he had a new comment, and I
Of
thought,
course.
I got a gold mine here. So I just started reading old Jack's comments, and I don't know what happened to him. He's kind of disappeared. I hope he's well because I actually ended up kind of making friends with him there for a while. I don't know if you ever knew what I was doing with his comments, but we got to be on pretty friendly terms there for a while, and then he just kind of vanished. So I don't know. Maybe the meth got him. Who knows?
Maybe we're gonna go. Wow, it'd be funny. I'm not. We won't get into it, but I'd love to talk to him and not tell him, and then just start like seeing what he says, and I don't know, pick his brain on a. I don't know. See if we can make fun of him again. I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't.
being facetious. I'm just being.
And whenever I first started doing it, it was kind of political, and looking back on it, it was kind of mean.
Yeah.
And I've moved away from doing that because I thought I don't want to be a mean person. I don't want to be a
Yeah.
mean
No,
person
I'm
on
being
TikTok.
facetious. I can't. I joke with you, and I'm being. I call myself goofy, and I look like I said. I look like I eat small children. But on the on the and it on the real side is I am so anti-bully.
Mhm.
Like it sounds redundant, but like I'll fight people to stop bullying.
Right.
But it's weird, and I say fight. I don't fight. I'm not a fighter.
That's that peacemaker saying, I love peace and I'll kill as many people as I need to get
Yeah,
peace.
no, see, that's redundant. I was like, what? Peace? No. I'm one of these people, and this may be one of the first times, but I often say that one of the things on the amateur show, on the video podcast that I do, is I don't talk politics, but I'll talk politics, but I'm not going to debate with people.
Hmm.
And the reason being is my personal belief is get along with everybody, respect everybody, but you have a left wing, you have right wing, it's still the same bird.
Yeah.
And I think that they want us to fight. And every time and I say they, whoever, we, whatever side, parties, whatever it may be to people, I think if we all agreed to disagree, certain people would be for Wall Street, and they would know what to do if we agreed and did what we do. They'd be out of jobs. They wouldn't know what to do. And at the end of the day, it comes down to us. See, I can't get into it because I'll speak it with you, but I don't want to draw the wrong crowd. And that's one of my
Right.
things. Like, well, you're from the South. Yeah, but I'm not. You feel me? I'm not one of them. I'm not. I do my part. I do my due diligence, I guess.
Well, it's all you can do some days.
Some
But
people, yeah, and people make it hard. Somebody's like, and on the side of my car, I have a '99 Ford Taurus, and I drew a beard on the front, Jason. Okay, I drew a beard on the front, and the side of it says "honk for kindness." Now I'm driving down the road, and I painted this. Matter of fact, here's the automotive paint that I did it with. And it looks like shit. Okay, but it draws people's attention. I don't want it perfect, and people go. So I'm driving down the road. I got my 9-year-old son in the back. I think I've cut somebody off. They've done something stupid as always. They'll honk the horn, and I'm like, "You mother!" And then my son's like, "Dad, honk for kindness, honk for kindness." And I'm like, "Yeah, son. I was just testing him, But I'm like, "What am I doing?" But yeah. I mean, it's hard to please people. I've had people flip me off too, like because my card said "honk for kindness." Really? Okay, you don't have to honk.
Some people are anti-kindness. That's just the way they
Yeah,
are. And I
yeah.
think
I
that
don't know.
I think they end up with the life they deserve.
Amen to that, and that's really is true. You do reap what you sow. Like I don't know. I've had certain things in my life. I try not to talk about it. I just try to tell my testimony. I don't think life's about me, but I'm not afraid to say certain things because don't be afraid to tell your story because to somebody else it's a success. They hear that and they learn from that. And no, I'm not trying to quote wise words or do anything like that. I literally had epiphanies in my life. My life changed and I was down a dark path and didn't want to. And for over 26 years, I've wanted to interview people like this, reach out to strangers. Soon you're going to see videos of me walking down the public in the city I'm from. And I'm just going to start talking to people and say, hey, this is what I do. Can I record you? And I'm going to pump kindness into people. I know that sounds like I've had people say, hey man, I don't know what you do. I had a guy get mad at me because I was being too friendly. What? Really? Too friendly? Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Right, whatever.
That's odd. That's an odd thing to get upset about.
He came in my store. This is years ago. It is very odd. And he's like, stop. And I'm counting change. I worked in a gas station many years ago. And I said, excuse me? He's like, just quit. I was like, my job? He said, no, every time I come in here, you're smiling and shit. You're jumping around. Just stop. Nobody's born this joyful. And I said, well, sir, we're not the only ones here. So there's a store there. And then, fuck you very much, sir. Have a good evening. Like, what do you say?
You
And
can't.
he's like,
I honestly don't even know how to respond to that. Like, you're too happy?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Let me
he said,
dial it
"Stop,
down to
give
your
it up."
level of misery.
Yeah. I knew then that I was doing something all right in life. I'm making people like we're getting mad at being happy. I don't know.
It's so weird. I don't even know what would go into somebody's head to be that way.
I did tell the guy, I said, that wouldn't you rather have somebody that's happy besides somebody in here throwing change at you and being rude? I don't know. It's in the past. I try not to dwell. I'm still excited that this worked out here, and I saw I'm getting messages off to the side on the DM. I guess they're going, "Did you get him here? What did you do?" They probably
What? Did you threaten him? Do you have his cat? What?
yeah, like, shake your head, blink now if you need help. Yes, soon. No, don't do that.
Start bleeding
This
out
is
of my
Joe,
eyelids.
guys. I'm beside myself. You are some kind of a big deal there, inventor of the semicolon.
Yes, that's my proudest invention. No one ever
What is that?
questions that either. No one ever questions that either. Nobody's ever been, yeah, he looks like he'd invent something like that. What's it for?
I'm not gonna lie. I read that over and over. I'm like, I've got to say something about this. Like, and I read it. I'm like, no, he didn't. Like,
Curses
I
have
thought
been
I was
found
reading
out.
it wrong. Semicolon. Like, I get it. You're awesome. I love the humor. And you saying that you're a teacher. That's funny. I get it now. It all makes sense. And I mean that in a good way. I, believe it or not, looking the way I do, used to read to my children's classroom before COVID hit and messed it up. And trust me, the kids can't tell you anything about the damn book when I come in to read. They can't. They just look at you like, no, yes, it's real. It's real. So what do you think the pig's done in this? It doesn't work right. But yeah, I get compared to those guys on TV a lot that I'm not. Yeah, I think we know which guys, the Dynasty guys.
Oh, yeah. That's those guys.
I used to be about 60 pounds heavier, and I got to where I ran 3 times a week. I quit smoking. I quit drinking. I would run personal 5Ks just for the fun of it, which was hard. But my mentality was I didn't stop. Well, I didn't take breaks, and it almost like messed me up and all this. But yeah, but I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is it's changed a lot. I've changed a lot to the point where I now think I know what it means when people say just do it. Such as I'm going to keep going back to this beating the dead horse here of this interview tonight. I just went for it. And the worst you could do is say, "Oh, you're weird. Don't do that. You've been watching my videos." But I feel that that's what you need. And I really mean that. I think that you need to hear a guy who looks like he eats children to tell you you're awesome. And no, if I ever work at this radio station locally, it's hard because I'm trying to talk and not drop names. Because if things happen, I don't want to. Nothing should happen. But I'm gonna see if I can somehow. I'm serious. I know some of these people. I'm gonna see if I can call you randomly, on a radio station, just to see what Jason from Texas is doing.
I told you, stop calling me.
Now I do have this right here. Now is your last name Gaston?
It's Gaston. I go by Gaston because I just think it sounds cool. My students started calling me Gaston, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not even going to fight it anymore. It sounds cool. I'm going to go for it.
I love it because I said I guess it's Gaston, but I'm going to call you Gaston because it just fits.
Yes.
That's so cool. I'm a dork. I was a drama geek too, man. I was one of them. Drama, I didn't wear tights, but I could have. I just would. If I did, you would have said, take them off.
Well, maybe.
Or maybe you could have left them. This is really cool. I'd have never really thought. It's funny. I'm gonna stop saying that. I feel like one of those. I feel like the Rain Man over here. You definitely eat small kids. Definitely.
Time for Wapner. Time for Wapner.
I keep making that eating small kid reference because a long time ago, I think it was in a church parking lot or something. One of my friends had a newborn baby, and she pushes the child out, and one thing leads to another, and I'm getting in the baby's face, and I'm like, "Oh, how are you doing?" I'm doing all the googly stuff, And this kid, even though it's an infant, is staring at me, and I'm like, "Look, the kid thinks I'm gonna eat him," and it kind of just opened. I'm like, I look like I'm gonna eat small babies. And for some reason, the child laughed, and the parents laughed, and people that went by laughed. And I followed it up with saying, your child loves me because every time you read about the trolls under the bridge, I'm the image that pops in their head. I'm that guy, you know. But anyway.
That's funny. I don't know why. My four kids are adopted, and the youngest was a baby. She was an itty bitty baby,
Sure.
and I first held her in my hands, and she was screaming and just carrying on because she had this great distrust of people, and then after about 30 or 40 seconds of that, she stopped, and she started doing this. She just started
Yeah.
pulling on her. And that's the
Yep.
first picture I have of us together is me holding her, and she's just looking at my beard and trying to pull it off.
It's like, what is this?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's something with the beards and babies. They just dig it. Either that, or they just think it's not supposed to be there. Let me rip it
Yeah,
off.
they're like, what is that? I've had, yeah, it's different. I've got children of my own. That's funny. You can't read the writing, chicken scratch writing from here, but one of my questions was to ask him about marriage and children. And like, yeah, that's weird. So I don't pry. You got how you said you got 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Where the age? Are they like stair stepping in age or?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a couple of months. No, my my oldest is 20. She's in college. My second
Okay.
oldest is 18. She's about to start college. I have a son who's 16, and then I have a daughter who's going to be 15 in October.
Okay, all right. See, I have an 18-year-old, I have a 12-year-old, and I have a 9-year-old son. The other two, obviously, being girls. And my wife's been with me 21 years, and if you notice, I said she's been with me. I don't know how that works, but they can leave. I have this thing, and I hope this isn't pushing the envelope for anybody watching. I have a thing that if any woman lets any guy sleep with them, we should be like, we love you. The older I get, I'm starting to understand. I don't. We're called rare in our like community around friends because we've been together and we're young and we. No, I would be scared to do it all again. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, my wife is definitely straightened me out a lot. She's one of my biggest fans. She is the pursuer of you do it, you do it. The big beard that I'm slowly, shamelessly plugging here backwards in the freaking camera, which is the dumbest thing to do. She makes these shirts. She is my biggest fan, and she's like, "You need to do it. You need to do it." So no matter what I do,
Rigb.
yes,
Dreeb
yes.
Gib. There we go. Dreeb Gib.
Look.
Boy, you're really asking a lot of me. Okay. Dunson Ned Ifruf. That's the closest I can get it.
I'm
I think
too
I
fat
just
to
summoned
stand
a
up on my
demon.
hands. I can't do this. No, look. I want to make you come back. I want to record something so we can talk and do Zoom. I think more than anything, I keep saying that I'm beside myself. I've never done it like this. My cousin has called me and told me how he farted one time and got off my live, and that was about what. And I'm immature. I'm not that immature, but that's what he did. Like, thanks, Josh.
It
That's awesome.
happens. Hi. Ow.
Oh, you were
Ow.
awesome. Look, I don't know. I've got to get over here. Apparently, I don't have to do anything. I'm sure you have jobs or something to go to tomorrow. Maybe you don't. It's Friday. Do you have weekend plans?
Well, my daughter's got a volleyball scrimmage tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, so I will be attending that event, or at
Yeah,
least
I
some
do
of
the
it.
band thing a lot. I go to a band in wrestling, and yeah, my kids are in band. That's all I can say. 4 years, 5 years now.
Yeah, we don't have a band anymore. They got rid of our band and they sold all the instruments, and I'm very upset about that because we used to have like a state level band whenever I was in it, and the older I get, the better it was. And now there's nothing. They just put a CD on and that's it.
No, even I had shop.
Mm.
I'm saying, even I had shop and tech and stuff with our hands and the original. I say original. What was the aviator game? They call it something now. Have you ever seen?
The
Oh,
Aviator.
Flight Simulator.
Oh, we didn't have computers.
Yeah, well, our computer was big. I'm 40, so I'm young, but I'm old. Our computer was probably, we had like 5 for the whole school, and they were huge, and they were orange. They were IBM, and they were burnt images to the screen.
We had the TRS-80s, which was a screen and a typewriter all in one package. Like,
Oh, wow, I would have thought I was
and
rich.
they actually had like the floppy disks, not the 3.5 inches, but like the big ones that actually were floppy. And that was computers to me. I did not actually I did not get my hands on an actual like Windows computer until I was in college, and even then, it was an old computer. It was so old.
You mentioned, and I never thought of this. You had mentioned your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you taught there? Just a random.
This is going to be, what year? This is going to be my 18th year teaching.
Whoa, nice. Yeah. So you're smart.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Well, you're laughing, but I'm saying I get you. And I only mention this because 20 years ago, this is a true story. I applied to be what they call, I don't know what they call it now, but it was the teacher's aide. And it was going to be for my 3rd grade teacher that I knew. I grew up in a small town, but instead, albeit things happened, I ended up in Iowa, and I met my wife, and I never went back. But I interviewed and filled out like 8 pages of paperwork back when we had home phones, and I left. So I didn't do said things. And if I did, I wouldn't have been able, I guess, to have my children and stuff like that. But it's a small world. You look like a teacher. And I say that, I think respectfully, that's a cool thing. I'm down with the teachers, man. I think
have a twinkle in your eyes and your soul looks dead. You look like a teacher. Yeah.
No. Oh, well, my mom spent 29 years in the lunchroom.
Hey.
Just saying, and I'm going to say this because I hope she's not watching. My principal, I'm going to say this. I don't even give a shit right now. Things happen live. My dad, and I won't say her name, my dad played poker and drank with my principal, and she whipped my ass through the week. I have been paddled back in those days, whipped my ass. Yeah. I'm not scared. I wish certain things were back, certain things, especially where we were from. And she didn't drink and she didn't smoke, but my dad, we would hang out at her pool on the weekend, and my dad would say, call him up there and just whip his ass. And and she did. I mean, if I didn't, I got in trouble. It was to the point I would come in and just lean over the chair and just put my butt up, and she'd walk in and say, you already know that, Blake. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. She's like, all right. And anyway, yeah. True story. I got paddled. I got my ass whipped.
I think I got paddled once, but I was proud of what I did, so it didn't matter.
Oh gosh, should I dare to ask?
We had a ag teacher, and he was a good man, but he was kind of caustic, and he was one of those teachers who had been there for so long he could get away with like cussing at the kids and things like that. Well, one day we're in ag, and we're back in the shop, and 2 of my friends got into this like sissy little slap push fight, and I'm just standing there, and next thing I know, one of them like bumps into me and knocks me into something, and I just kind of shove him off like that. And then here comes this ag teacher coming out of his office. This was a big boy. He comes out of his office and he says, and I quote, "You 3 are ass grabbing. Get to the principal's office." So I'm standing there because I didn't know he was talking about me. He goes, "Gaston, you get to the principal's office. I've had enough of this grab ass." So I just looked at him. I said, I wasn't doing that. I watched you do it. I was not doing that. And I just got into this argument with him. And I'm a very non-confrontational person, but I was mad.
Yeah, sure.
So he tells me, go to the principal's office. I go to the principal's office, and this principal's Ronnie Krejci, pretty good guy. He's still my sister's neighbor. So I got to be nice whenever I talk about him. this
Okay, fair
ag
enough.
teacher, this ag teacher comes in. Of course, we're telling Mr. Creechy what's going on. This ag teacher comes in and he says, "All right, these three were grab assing." And I looked at him and was like, "I was not." And we get into it again in the principal's office, and I didn't know what grab assing was.
Oh yeah,
I thought he meant that I was literally grab assing.
yeah.
And and I was upset because to me he was like lying.
I
And
was
then finally,
not.
Mr. Krejci says, "That means you were horsing around." And I sat there for a minute. I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't doing that either. I was
I
just
was
pushing
doing
them off of."
that either.
So yeah, I had to get licks for pushing somebody off of me and misunderstanding what the word grab
Yeah,
ass.
sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we use it now every day. Who would have thunk?
I've never used it since. I don't know. To me, it's just a weird phrase.
Now, from now on, I'm going to remember this story anytime I hear grab
Yeah,
assing, and I'm going to correct people, and I'm going to go, because I know a guy named Jason. Listen, it's
he
awesome.
was.
I mean, that's a funny
Well,
story. That's podcast
I was
worthy. That's
upset
funny.
because I was upset because we were all learning about consent and everything like that, and I was like, I would never do that without consent, never.
Yes, you did. No,
And
that is
these
funny.
these,
I had a
these two guys were
teacher.
like my best friends too, and it would just be awkward. It's like, excuse me, I'm just going to run something by you right now. Would you be opposed if I? Yeah.
Maybe no, just a little.
Well,
No,
just
I'm kidding.
think
We'll
about it.
keep.
Think about it and give me an answer
I
by
don't.
tomorrow. It's
I don't want to
okay,
get in
Mr.
trouble.
Kearney. I have consent.
I got consent. We're just learning about this. I was using it in a sentence. See, it's where did I was I asked you earlier, where did the inspiration come from? When did you start doing videos? How long? Let me say it like this: how long have you been on the social medias, on any social media platform, putting your face out there?
Well, as I said, I started TikToks in 2020. I
First,
had tried to do I tried to do YouTube for a few years before that. I tried to do a podcast,
yeah,
and
sure,
I
yeah,
think
it's
I did,
hard. Yeah,
yeah, I think I did like 5 episodes of it before I just got discouraged. And I'm looking back at it now, and I actually had I don't know if you know him, Tim Russ.
name
He
sounds familiar. I don't.
he played Tuvok on Star Trek Voyager, and
Okay,
if
okay,
you've ever seen Spaceballs,
yes,
he's the soldier who says we ain't found shit, and he was a guest on my show.
okay,
And he was a pretty big deal back then, and
yeah, yeah.
one day I just got super discouraged because nobody was watching, and I shut it down, and I shut the channel down, and now all that stuff is gone, and I'm really upset with myself that I did that, but um, one of these days I'm going to run into Tim Russ and say, "Hey, I interviewed you one time, and then I got
And
mad
I
and I
talked to
deleted it."
you, and I didn't know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's one of my biggest things is and I will say his name, the Nordwar. Have you heard of him? He goes around and interview. There's a guy named Nordwar. He he
Um,
he has he just interviews all kind of. Now he does, I think, all kind of people, or musicians. I mean, but he tells them things, and he's so nonchalant. Nobody hates him. But he has. If you have to look it up, I'll send a link or something.
okay.
But he has done it so much, being young, that now he's older, still doing it, and he's going up to these musicians of all kind, new, old, and not only does he say, "Hey, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah. He starts telling them things. He does so much research that he tells them things that his thing is, I bet you I can make the person I'm talking to go, "How did you do that? Who do you know?" So anyway, he's one of those. I guess you'd say he had interviewed some people from the past. Now he's kind of a big deal. So you never know who you're going to talk into. I want to see years from now to go, I know him. I talked to him. That's him. You're going to be on TV. You're going to do something. I want to do it. I want to act. I know everybody has this dream, but I work better like on I guess improvisation instead of saying If I have to write jokes or have to do something, I'm stuck. I can tell you about my family, you'll laugh all night, but if I write something, you'll be like, this guy's stupid. So I don't know. Real stuff is funny. For instance, I'll share this with you here. My mom is one of 12. She has 11 other siblings. And my dad is one of 22.
Good Lord.
Now, I'm not making this up. He passed away when I was in 1975. My grandfather did. But my grandfather, not my great-great or my great, but my grandfather was born in 1895. He was my dad's dad. So my grandfather was a cowboy. Is the turn of the century. You know, they're seeing cars and they have, now here he was mean. He was bald. He didn't have any teeth. And I was like, you had 22 kids. Come on. Come on. You would have to be bald. You'd have to be mean. And, but no, I won't start because I don't have the rest of the night. But if I told you about every single one of them and my adventures, I could write a book and people would want me to go on the road with them. There's not my dad's the baby, and well, right now he's 72. The oldest, there's only 3 remaining, but I remember out of the 22, I can remember being around 16 of them. 7 boys and 16 boys and 7 girls is what it came to. And anyway, you were just talking about family, got me thinking of stories. We were talking about stories. I could keep on and on. Making things up is not my thing. I don't know. I could talk about my family, but I'm sure they would try to sue me or say that's not true while they yell at me through their one tooth. But I'm just my family looks like they work at Waffle House. That's what happens. The Kid Rock Waffle House. That's why I went there. That's what I'll say. And I don't care.
I love Waffle House.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to call it Waffle House. We went there all the time.
Jason, I'm going to get out of your hair, and thank you for your time. I'm glad this worked out. I see that my views went up, and once again, I'm getting DM messages over here, and I'm sure they're either giving me crap or saying, "Oh, you finally got somebody else." You are the quickest turnaround, and I'm always name dropping the buddy from the UK because it took 8 months to talk to him, and when he wrote me back, he didn't stop. And he wrote me a message a couple of weeks ago, and this was 3 years ago that I befriended him. So we're decent friends now, and I'm like, that's cool. If I do nothing in life, somebody in the UK is saying Big Beard, and so that's a really cool. That's a whole different story in itself. It was a nickname amongst friends. They told me to go interview people. If you do a show, we'll watch it. And I'm like, haha, one thing leads to another. And I'm like, I'm gonna go on Facebook. Why Facebook? And it's my easy platform now, but I wanted like iTunes. I know it sounds preposterous to some, but Big Beard and Friends, at least for the next 3 years, I have the LLC. I'm trying to make it grow. I want it to do something. I am dead serious about it. I have no act. There's no spiel. The worst people can do is tell me to frig off. And I'm like, all right, sorry. But like you say, I want to be able to go, Jason, somebody, I interviewed him. I did that. Or whoever it may be. But I also want you to be able to go, yeah, that beardy guy, I know him. So anyway, you're awesome. I keep saying that. I don't know what to say. I feel like a little schoolgirl over here, like the Beatles. Like, you did call me back, and I did not mean to call you to begin with. That's awesome. It worked out so much. It was almost like something was like, hey, call him instead of wondering. And my mother-in-law is going to be watching, and I know she's going to still want to hug me. I'll talk to her later. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all that you do. The videos, keep them coming. I'm going to still reach out to you. You won't hear from me for like another 10 years. No, I'm kidding. I like all your videos. I feel like you're like, he's that one guy who's going to keep liking. I get him. I get the humor. I get everything about him. My wife was sometimes, I'm literally laughing out loud, and to the point where the rest of my house is looking at me, and I'm like, it's Jason. Never mind, it's Jason. So I'm not even going to quote everything, because some of it I cannot quote you without laughing. I can't. I'm not lying. I just can't do it. You have a way with that. I often wonder now, or if Well, I don't often. I have here thought about this. Do the kids in school know that you got the Facebook thing going on, the reels?
I never tell them, but
Yeah,
inevitably they do find out by the end of the year. And then
that's got to be
that's all
awkward.
they want to talk about. And what's funny is I have kids I taught like 15, 16 years ago who'll reach out to me going, "Mr. Gaston, did you know that that you're TikTok famous?"
That's
No, I
funny.
had no idea.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't know. That's fun. That's hilarious. I used to try for the. I used to try to go up there. Now I'm just doing it and I keep calling it the passion project because this right here happens. Things like this right here happen. Uh,
You know, it's got to be passion projects because I mean, if you're not passionate about it, what's the point of doing it?
well, you know what's funny is I've done this for 177 straight weeks. I brought something every Friday on my own through Filmora. I use Filmora to edit, and it takes up storage. So I fight weekly to delete things that I want to keep. And I have SD cards. I got terabytes. I've got the proof is in the pudding. And um, yeah, I quit my job of 6 years of sewing. I say my best skill people can't see, but I did industrial awnings. I built pull covers. I was on a long, like 6 foot sewing machine, Singer, with my foot down here sewing. Yeah, no, I have a talent, but yeah, apparently nobody sews anymore because you can just order shit. But I'm the seamstress for the band if you need one. But
Hey, I sew, it's fine. I'm probably not that great at it, but I do it anyway because
that's
you
good.
know
I
I
think I
rip a
really
pair of
think it's a
pants or I
survival
rip
skill
a
when it comes down
yeah
to
I
it.
rip a pair of pants or I rip a shirt. I don't throw it away. I sew it up because I like my clothes.
Yeah, why not? You're awesome. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna send you a shirt. I'm gonna get my wife to send you a shirt. I don't care. It'll say Jason Gasson. It'll be whatever. You'll just get it. Somehow we'll talk. You people call my people and we'll do lunch. And
I don't have people.
I know I'm just being stupid. I can't help it. I don't have people either. I don't know. I'm trying. I say this. My wife's probably watching this. I'm outside in this little shack I got because that's where she keeps me. But she
You get a whole
she know I'm just
stack.
joking. She knows that
Wow,
I am the damn man of the
fancy.
house. I'm the man of the house. She knows that when she's at work.
Like that.
I do what I want
It's like
when
that
she's
cartoon.
gone.
I don't know if you've ever seen that cartoon. It's my favorite internet cartoon, but it's this man and this son, and this man's going, "I wear the pants in this family," and then the kid says, "Mom's coming home," and he rips the pants off and puts it back on a pedestal, and you just see the silhouette in the door going, "Which one of you was touching the pants?"
That's cool. Hey, you just reminded me of something, and I keep wanting to let you go, but I keep having like I think like I can think now. Um, Not only are your stories awesome, and like I could just hear you all day talk. I think it's cool. You do voiceover work or did voiceover work?
Yes, I do kind of freelance voiceover work. Most recently, I got to be the voice of Skeletor in a short cartoon, which was that's a life goal right there because Skeletor is my hero.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got mad every week because he never won because he was so cool.
He never won. Like you got to be He-Man one time, one time.
Just once, I want to see Skeletor win.
That's cool. I was asking about the voiceover. I don't know if we do it here or whatever. I don't know if you can or whatever recommend or whatever. That is a thing that I'm just starting to get into. I want to do voiceover work, but I also want to do radio because I tell people I'm like, look, I could easily talk and break into the radio voice. It's something I can do, but I also don't want to be a character. I want to project. I guess is a better way to say it. And I think if that doesn't work, I think like I can do voiceover. Maybe I don't know. Somebody of your stature, you have it going on. I would learn from. That's why I'm asking you this. I think I would learn from that. Now, have you just started that, or is that just something you have done as well? Or?
I've done it now for I guess about a year now.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I get maybe one job every 2 months, but
That's still awesome, though, man.
it's a little bit more exposure each time, and now I've got a page on the Internet Movie Database, which is really cool to
That's
see.
really cool.
Yeah, because whenever you put your name in there and your picture pops up, you're like, that's me. So
Somebody's gonna see you though. Like associate you that if they're paying attention with Skeletor. I like it. I love the fact that you've done it. And I say Skeletor, anything you do for that matter.
yeah, but I'm hoping that I can do I'm hoping that I can do some more voice work. I'm hoping that maybe I could appear in like a little indie film every now and again.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun, even if it's just a small role, just to, like I said, just put my name and face out there a little bit more. I know I'm never going to be Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, but
No, I don't want to be.
I could be that guy whenever he shows up and you're just like, oh yeah, it's that guy. He was in that other movie with that other guy. Yeah, I don't know his name. I don't know. So I just
No, man, I'm telling you. I tell you what. Your family probably will be your fans, but I'll be your biggest fan. I'll be up there screaming like, I know him. I'm telling you. I don't know him, but I can act cool. I can name drop because I reached out to him. I said I said I was going to be like the guy on the couch from like Half Baked. I'm just going to be there. That's it. I'm not going to do it. He has so many lines. I'm just going to be there. That's all I'm going to do.
One of my first jobs was in Dallas teaching journalism. Not one of my first jobs, one of my first teaching jobs. And I was teaching these children to contact people and interview them. And one of my students reached out to a senator and got a response back saying, oh, yeah, we can interview you. It's just going to be a couple of months. And she said, well, will this be okay? I was like, yeah, sure. That would be about February, March. Yeah, you can do your project then. And I asked her later on, I said, did you ever reach back to that senator? No, I never did. I just never did it. And that was Senator Barack Obama before he even ran for president. And every time I saw that girl after that, I said, do you know you could have interviewed the president of the United States if you had just not been lazy.
That's cool. That is cool. That is cool. No matter, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean it was awesome, and this was less than a year before he announced his candidacy too. So
that's
yeah,
what makes it even cool.
Yeah, and I rubbed her face in it forever. I was like,
of course. That's like you said earlier at the beginning of this call. The universe has its way of just making things work. And that's funny that you even mention things like that, because that's what I think about reaching out to people. That's why I throw that around. I feel I do. The worst people can do if I write them or say something is no, or get lost, or you're stupid, or all right, well, that's it. And if they make it, I might have proof that they called me stupid. But
yeah.
They're mean. Look. But anyway, you don't know until you try. I've got 3 kids at 6 eyes watching, and I don't believe in giving up. I was not always that way, and I know some people don't learn that. Some people do. I've 360, 1080 in my life, and went down some bad roads and done things that I shouldn't. Let's just say when I turned 21, there was nothing else to do, And
well, at least you got it out of your system early.
Yeah, absolutely. I love being home. I love being wanted by the family, even though, they piss you off. But, that's what family does. They're supposed to make you mad, supposed to make you angry,
that's
and
just
you get over
the perpetual state of having children is that you're pissed off.
Wow. Whoa, for some reason, my sound on this end got really loud. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I mean, literally, I thought you yelled at me. You didn't. I have no idea what happened. Anyway. Jason, once again, I'm gonna let you get out of here. Thank you for your time. I could bab all night. I got the gift of gab. That's why I'm gonna go on the radio.
It is my pleasure to be counted among the and friends of Big Beard.
You get it.
And friends.
You get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are the friends. That's what it is. I'm Big Beard, and anybody else. That is so true. I say 3 words on this end every night, and there's a whole story behind this whole entire thing. But I say 3 words every Friday, and I'm going to cut the call right after this because that's how I end it. But I will write you And thank you. We'll talk. And dude, I'm going to send you a shirt. I'm going to send you something because who knows? If it ever happens, you'll go, hey, I know that bearded guy. but you,
Well, you just remember me whenever you make it big.
well, you just remember if you need material to make fun of people and come comedic work, I can be the news. You can make fun of me.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for your time, man. You and your family, blessed, stay blessed. And these holidays are coming up. Well, not holidays, but holiday, I guess, Labor Day. So be safe. And there's people coming. I was going to say people come and go into your life every day, but there's stupid people out there, and I don't think, but they are. They are. So look, I say 3 words every Friday, and I'm going to say them: love, peace, chicken grease. Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much.
Been my pleasure.